Hey everyone, welcome back to TV Deep Dive. I'm your host, Amelia, and today we're breaking down the explosive season finale of CBS's breakout hit drama, Beyond the Gates. If you've been following our weekly recaps, you know this season has taken us on an incredible journey through the prestigious Oakwood Estates, and this finale delivered on every promise the series made. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss our coverage when season 2 arrives. This is your final warning. We're covering everything in this season finale, including all those jaw dropping revelations and that shocking final scene everyone's talking about. So, if you haven't watched yet, bookmark this video and come back after you've experienced it for yourself. The Truth Unveiled perfectly encapsulates what this episode delivers: the culmination of 13 episodes of secrets, lies, and carefully constructed facades finally crumbling down. Director returns to helm this finale, bringing the visual flair and emotional intensity that made the pilot so compelling. The episode centers around two major events: the Oakwood Estates Foundation Gala and the pivotal City Council vote on the controversial West Side Development Project. These parallel events force every character to finally choose sides in the war that's been brewing all season between Vernon Dupree and Bill Hamilton. What makes this finale so satisfying is how it weaves together every storyline we've been following, from Danny's moral crusade and Nicole's marital crisis, to Martin's hidden past and Anita's desperate attempts to protect her family legacy. By the episode's end, the community we met in the pilot is fundamentally transformed, with power dynamics completely upended and several characters facing consequences they never imagined. Let's break down exactly how this explosive finale unfolded. The episode begins deceptively quietly with a series of morning routines across Oakwood Estates, a callback to similar scenes in the pilot, but now loaded with the weight of everything we've learned about these characters. Vernon prepares for what he believes will be his crowning achievement: the City Council's approval of his West Side Development Project. His confidence seems unshakable as he rehearses his presentation, unaware that multiple forces are aligning against him. Anita meticulously oversees preparations for the Foundation Gala, though we can see the strain behind her perfect composure. The phone call she receives, presumably from her private investigator, clearly unsettles her, suggesting she's discovered something significant about Leslie's investigation. Nicole and Ted share a tense breakfast, their fragile reconciliation from episode 11 clearly still on shaky ground. The way Nicole watches Ted when he's not looking reveals her lingering suspicions about his financial dealings with the Hamilton Group. Meanwhile, Danny meets secretly with Chelsea Hamilton in the park outside the gates, a meeting that confirms their unlikely alliance that's been building since episode 9. The document Chelsea passes to Danny appears to be the final piece of evidence they need. These opening scenes brilliantly establish the stakes while reminding us how far these characters have come. The direction creates a false sense of calm that makes the chaos to follow even more impactful. The City Council meeting becomes the first major battleground of the episode. Vernon arrives confident in his victory, only to be blindsided when Martin Richardson, who's been quietly gathering community support throughout the season, presents an alternative development plan that would preserve the historic West Side neighborhood rather than demolish it. The confrontation between Vernon and Martin represents a perfect payoff to their tension that's been building since episode 4. Vernon's dismissive, "You've never built anything in your life," is met with Martin's powerful response: because some legacies are worth preserving, not destroying. When Bill Hamilton publicly backs Martin's plan, Vernon finally realizes this has been a coordinated attack. The scene where Vernon accuses Bill of manipulating Martin gives actor a showcase for the controlled rage that makes his character so compelling. But the true shock comes when Ted Richardson, who's been caught between family loyalty and his secret financial troubles all season, breaks ranks with the Duprees to support his brother's plan instead. Nicole's expression of betrayal as she watches from the audience speaks volumes about the personal cost of this public power struggle. The council's vote to table both proposals pending further community input represents a stunning defeat for Vernon, who's never faced such a public challenge to his authority. His barely contained fury as he leaves the meeting sets up his actions in the episode's second half. As preparations for the evening's gala continue, several explosive confrontations occur that bring season long tensions to their breaking point. After discovering Leslie's connection to Marcus Hamilton, Anita confronts her about her true motives for moving to Oakwood Estates. Their confrontation in Anita's private study delivers the shocking confirmation that Leslie is actually Marcus's daughter, making her Bill Hamilton's niece and explaining her vendetta against the Duprees. Leslie's accusation that Vernon was responsible for her father's financial ruin and subsequent suicide lands like a bombshell, especially when Anita doesn't deny it. Ted and Nicole's breaking point. When Nicole confronts Ted about his vote against her father, their argument finally brings all their marital issues to the surface. Ted's admission that he's been hiding their financial troubles while secretly taking loans from Bill Hamilton explains his suspicious behavior throughout the season. Nicole's devastation turns to cold fury when she realizes how completely she's been deceived, culminating in her powerful line, "You didn't just betray my father, you betrayed us." In perhaps the most emotionally resonant scene, Martin finally reveals to Smitty why he's been so committed to saving the West Side neighborhood. He grew up there before being adopted by the Richardsons, and his biological mother still lives in the community Vernon wants to demolish. This revelation recontextualizes Martin's entire character arc and explains his complicated relationship with his family's wealth and privilege. After months of internal conflict about her father's business practices, Danny makes her choice when she delivers the evidence she and Chelsea have gathered to District Attorney Winters at his office. Her tearful, "I'm sorry, Dad," as she hands over the documents captures the personal cost of her moral stand. What makes these scenes so powerful is how they pay off character dynamics established throughout the season, while still delivering genuine surprises. The writers skillfully reveal information that recontextualizes events we've seen, making us reconsider character motivations and relationships. The Foundation Gala sequence represents the perfect setting for the season's public implosion. Just as in the pilot, the community's elite gather to maintain appearances, but this time the facade can no longer hold. Vernon's arrival after his council defeat sets an immediate tone of tension. His public composure barely masks his simmering rage, especially when he sees Bill Hamilton being warmly received by the same donors who have supported the Duprees for years. First, Leslie's calculated public toast that contains veiled references to Vernon's past dealings, clearly recognizable to those in the know. 2. Chelsea and Danny's tense exchange by the bar, where Chelsea warns that once this starts, we can't stop it, confirming they've set events in motion that will have permanent consequences. 3. Eva's desperate attempt to convince her sister Leslie to abandon her revenge plans, revealing she's discovered how far Leslie intends to go. 4. Ted's arrival without Nicole, causing immediate gossip that Anita struggles to contain. The sequence culminates in Vernon's traditional gala speech, which begins as his usual polished performance, but gradually unravels as his anger breaks through. When he publicly accuses Bill Hamilton of orchestrating a coup against him, the shocked reactions of the community elite make it clear Vernon has crossed a line. Bill's calm response, "Maybe it's time everyone knew exactly how Oakwood Estates came to be," serves as the perfect trigger for the chaos that follows. The direction in this sequence deserves special praise. The increasingly unstable camera work, the way background conversations gradually fall silent, and the brilliant use of reflective surfaces to capture reactions all contribute to the sense of a carefully maintained world collapsing. When Bill publicly accuses Vernon of fraudulently acquiring the land for Oakwood Estates by manipulating zoning laws and bribing officials, Vernon's denial seems convincing, until Danny steps forward to confirm she's provided evidence to the district attorney. This father-daughter confrontation represents the emotional core of the episode. Vernon's disbelief that his own daughter would betray him contrasts powerfully with Danny's tearful explanation that she's trying to save him from himself. When she references her grandfather's ethical legacy, Vernon's wounded, "You never even knew him," reveals deeper generational wounds. Meanwhile, Anita's desperate attempt to contain the situation leads to her own damning admission. When she tries to discredit Leslie by revealing her identity as Marcus Hamilton's daughter, she inadvertently confirms the Dupree's role in Marcus's downfall. The community's shocked reaction makes it clear the Dupree's social standing is crumbling in real time. The sequence reaches its peak when District Attorney Winters arrives with police officers, not for Vernon as everyone expects, but for Bill Hamilton. The stunning revelation that Bill was also involved in the original land deal and has only turned on Vernon to secure immunity for himself creates the perfect final twist. The actors deliver career best performances in these scenes, particularly Anne, whose father daughter confrontation balances years of love and disappointment with remarkable nuance. The episode's final act shows the immediate aftermath of these public revelations, with several key scenes that the image of Vernon and Anita returning to their empty mansion, the staff having quietly departed, powerfully symbolizes their fall from grace. Vernon's quiet, "Was it worth it?" and Anita's response, "We built something that will outlast this," encapsulates their complex partnership. Nicole's independence. When Ted comes home to find Nicole calmly packing her things, their final conversation brings closure to their troubled marriage. Her decision to stay with her parents despite her anger at them reinforces the season's theme of family loyalty being both a strength and a weakness. After a season of tension, Martin and Smitty's quiet moment on their porch, with Martin finally introducing Smitty to his biological mother, represents one of the few hopeful resolutions in the finale. The revelation that Chelsea used Danny to bring down both their fathers while positioning herself to take control of the Hamilton Group shows just how much she's learned from the previous generation's ruthless tactics. Eva's choice. When Eva visits Leslie to confront her about manipulating everyone, Leslie's unrepentant, "They deserved it," and Eva's resigned departure suggests a permanent sister rift that will likely carry into season 2. Each of these scenes feels earned because they pay off character dynamics established throughout the season while still leaving room for future development. The episode's final moments perfectly set up season 2 with 3 parallel scenes. 1. Vernon receiving a visit from mysterious businessman James Carter, the new character introduced in episode 10, who offers to solve his problems for a substantial price, suggesting Vernon may find a way to regain power through even more questionable means. Second, Danny discovering that the evidence she provided has disappeared from the district attorney's office, implying corruption reaches further than she imagined. 3. Most shockingly, Anita meeting secretly with Bill Hamilton in a location outside the city, revealing they've been working together all along on some larger plan that even Vernon doesn't know about. The final shot, a for sale sign being posted at the gates of Oakwood Estates, serves as the perfect symbolic ending to a season about the price of admission to an exclusive world. Looking back at the full season, several themes emerged that the finale perfectly crystallized. The illusion of community. What began as a seemingly perfect enclave has been revealed as a collection of individuals pursuing their own interests under the guise of community. The final image of residents removing Oakwood Estates decals from their cars symbolizes this disillusionment. Generational conflict. The season consistently explored how the children of Oakwood Estates grapple with the moral compromises their parents made to create their privileged world. Danny's choice to expose her father represents the culmination of this theme. The cost of ambition. Every character who achieved success has been shown to have paid a significant price, whether in personal relationships, ethical compromises, or lost authentic connections. Appearance versus reality. From the pilot's first frame to the finale's last shot, the contrast between public personas and private truths has been the show's central tension. The gala's implosion represents the inevitable collapse of unsustainable facades. The writing team deserves particular praise for how they maintained tension across 13 episodes while still delivering a finale that feels both surprising and inevitable. The season's structure, beginning and ending with community gatherings that reveal the true power dynamics, creates perfect narrative symmetry. Based on these cliffhangers, season 2 appears poised to explore the aftermath of the Dupree family's public fall from grace and their potential comeback strategy, the mysterious alliance between Anita and Bill, and what their true objective might be, Chelsea's rise to power, and how she'll manage the Hamilton group, the fate of Oakwood Estates itself. Will it remain an exclusive community or transform into something else? Danny's continued moral journey as she discovers that fighting corruption might be more complicated than she anticipated. The introduction of James Carter as a new power player suggests the scope of the show may expand beyond Oakwood Estates. The writers have masterfully set up numerous compelling directions for next season, while still providing satisfying conclusions to this season's major arcs. Beyond the Gates has delivered a debut season that perfectly balances soapy drama with substantive exploration of class, race, and power in America. The finale represents everything great television should be: emotionally resonant, thematically rich, and leaving us eager for more. The performances throughout have been stellar, with particular standouts in this finale from. The production continues to rival premium cable in its cinematic quality and attention to detail. What did you think of the finale? Were you shocked by Anita and Bill's secret alliance? Do you think Vernon will find a way to rebuild his empire? Let me know your thoughts and predictions for season 2 in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content, including our upcoming Beyond the Gates Season 1 character evolution special before Season 2 arrives. Thanks for watching our coverage of this incredible first season. Until next time, when we'll step beyond those gates once again.